Well, hello everybody, it's Bug Eater 64 and we are getting ready to do an air hauler flight in X-Plane 11.51, and we're going to be also going to be flying the C-130. Now, there's no cargo involved. I'm not getting paid. This is a ferry flight. I've got to move this aircraft from an island, TUPJ, and we're going to be moving it back to our base at KWJF in California. It's over 3,000 miles. So we're going to be doing this in steps. And the first step is to go from this island to Miami International, KMIA. So with that, let's get in the aircraft, get her started up, and let's get going. Okay, so here's our C-130 sitting on our little island, and we're going to get inside and start her up. And here we are in the cockpit. So first things first, make sure our parking brake is set. And we'll go up here. Turn the battery on. And then we'll get the APU up and running, so we'll have some power and not have to worry about draining the battery. And we can hear it starting up. Okay, so everything's looking good. We'll get the inverters on. We'll go ahead and put the generators on. Get our avionics up. And in this airplane, I have a choice. I can either use the Garmin 430 or I can use the X-Plane FMS. So today, for simplicity, I'm just going to use the Garmin. And show here that we're going to be using the Garmin GPS. Put our transponder on standby. And we'll go ahead and we've got our altitude that we want to fly at set. Go ahead and set the radio and get our ATIS information for here. Find out which runway we're going to use. I think it's probably going to be runway 7, but we'll check the ATIS just to be sure.
Terrence B. Letsum INTL Information Tango. 1500 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 20,000 scattered, 35,000 scattered, temperature 14, dew point -14. Altimeter 2992. Arriving runway 07, departing runway 07. Advise on initial contact you have Tango.
Okay, so we've got our information. We're ready to go with that. So it is runway 7, which is going to be to our left. And we'll go ahead and get the flight plan set up. Pretty simple. I've already got one saved. And I was right. I was wrong. It's TUPJ, not TPUJ. So please forgive the old man. All right. So our flight plan is installed. And make sure our cargo doors are closed. And we'll get things started here. Alright, so everything is on that we can pretty much turn on. So here we're going to start engine 1, because that's what the checklist calls for. And we're going to hold the start button for 5 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. And we have a good engine start. Okay, that's all looking good. Go ahead and turn on the beacon and nav lights. I'm not going to turn on the strobe. So our altitude is set, vertical speed, and turn that on. Engine number 2. Okay, I apparently did not hold the button long enough. That's what I get for thinking. Everything looks set there. Double check everything. Try this again. Right, now we got it good. And we'll be getting ready to start engine number 3. Alright, so we've got 4 good engine starts. So that's looking okay. We are set. So we should be able to start taxiing. Get down to runway number 7. Like I said, it's to our left. Oh, we just apply a little power. Brake is off. work to do here. My rudder pedals are slipping. My platform. The pedals are working fine. The platform they're on is slipping. We'll see how that goes. Okay, down at the end of the runway here, so we're gonna ready to take off. Takeoff configuration. I'll pull up here and stop. Run the props up. Get some power. And get this bird into air. Okay, so we've got the landing lights are on. Flaps are ready. Let's run the engines up. The brakes are released. Rotate. Gear coming up. Flaps coming up. Speed looks good. Airspeed looks good. It's a little bit tricky to get the autopilot to do exactly what I want it to. But we'll work it out. Bit tight there on the bank angle. Gotta work, get on track, get on the autopilot, get things working. Right now the autopilot is off. So there we go. play with this thing. We'll get it to work. Whoops. Ooh, that could have been bad. That just shut down the engine.
Caution.
Autopilot is off. I have the aircraft. Alright. Threw him into idle. And we got him back. Well, wasn't that fun? Oh my goodness. Got our transponder here. Okay. Goodness. That was completely unexpected. Looks like we're in good shape now. Don't need de-ice. We're in the tropics. We're not at that high enough altitude to be a problem. And we're going to run at about cruise at about 250 is what I'm going to put the altitude hold on. Okay, everything appears to be, if it should, I've got the auto throttle engaged. Everything is copacetic. We are cruising. Right now, life is good. Just had that one little glitch. And that's just me trying to figure out the autopilot panel. So, let's get to Florida. Okay, approaching Miami. The airport is pretty much straight ahead, and we're going to be going past it and turning around to land on runway, I believe it's runway 9.
Caution.
Aircraft is mine. So the flight, other than our initial problem with throwing the engine into idle, the flight's gone well. This C-130 flies just fine. It might not have the appointments and all the systems set up like you might find in a PMDG bird or Carinado, but for what it is, and it can be found at, I hope it's still there. When I got it off the xplane.org store, or xplane.org, and it was, it's been a fun airplane. Okay, gear coming down. Airport. Remember at the beginning I had that little problem when I was trying to taxi, and my rudder pedals, the platform was that my rudder pedal set on was moving. So we'll see how that works on landing, because that's where I need them to keep straight on the runway, especially when I put on the reversers. If I need to, we'll just see how that goes. So keep your fingers crossed. Base, it's just going to be basically, I'm going to make a big circle to come down on the final. left of the runway, so we'll we can land very easily at this airspeed, but we'll slow it down even more. Mainly because I want to keep a short rollout. See if I can keep it under control with its rudder pedals. Okay, full flap. Use some more airspeed. She'll have a tendency to bobble up and down being this slow, but I won't need a lot of runway. C-130 you don't need a lot anyway with the reverses for it. Yeah, there goes that platform. The rudder pedals aren't working. The platform's turned directly left. All right, we'll just get her stopped. Oh my goodness. Hello, tower. November 327 Whiskey Sierra is clear of runway. Contacting ground for permission to taxi to parking area. Well, wasn't that fun? I'm gonna have to, we'll try to move forward here. See if we can go to the parking area, and we'll do it as gingerly as possible. Oh, guess I've got some work to do after this flight. But the landing wasn't bad. And the platform turns back around. Now let's see if we can just ease over to a parking spot. Very softly. We're gonna make our own parking spot over here. This will do nicely. set. Let's go ahead and shut everything down. Well, first let's go ahead and get rid of some lights and so on before we shut the engines down. Leave the engines at idle right now. And bring our flaps up. Yeah. Okay. Flaps are up. Off. Got the engines down. And avionics off. And let's go up here and inverters off. Generators off. Okay. And our lady is put to bed. All right, well, we've completed the flight. Landing went well, except that I had a problem with, I've always got a problem of some type, but I had a problem with my rudder pedals. They came loose from my stand just as I landed, so when I was trying to move keep her straight on the runway and move on to the taxiway, it was really difficult because my rudder pedals were moving all over the place and I had a hard time controlling things. But we got down safe and the flight was complete. We're sitting at Miami International. So that's the first leg done. The next leg will be going from Miami probably to Dallas Fort Worth, and then we'll see what happens from there. The aircraft has, with no cargo on board and full fuel tanks, it's got a endurance over 8 hours and gives us over 1,000 miles. So that's why, a 3,000-mile flight, not going to do that in one trip. So that being said, I sure hope you enjoyed the flight. I enjoyed bringing it to you and giving you another look at this fine airplane from X-Plane. She's a pretty good old girl. She's got some nice things. She's not as detailed as some of the other makers and so on, but she's just fun to fly, and I really like her. And she's got good capabilities in the cargo world. So until next time, hope you're all well. And from me, Bug Eater 64, to all of you, as always, remember, safe flying.